Hey everyone, this is Jake, and today we are going to be talking about gears with the encounter side. And this is actually going to be a series of videos coming one after another, and each videos will be talking about different sets of gears depending on which progression you are currently at the game. So of course, first part of the series, which is this video, we'll be talking about more of the beginners gears that you come across as you just start playing the game until you kind of beat up to episode 5 and finish the first few steps of the task force missions. After that, moving forward with the other future videos coming out after this one, we'll be talking about Shadow Palace gears as well as the Relic gears and Maze gears, Gordius, all those different gears and how to acquire them and some additional ways you can consider when it comes to using those gears. But eventually we'll move on to until Jungle's Volcano gears as well. Those are probably the end game gears that I've been working on to talk about it. It's actually pretty far to get there, but we'll get there. But yeah, that is pretty much for the intro, and let's jump into the video and start talking about all these gears with the encounter side. So just like I said, I've been playing through the early game once again, and it has been such a fun experience because they give away tons of different rewards with the rework with the Task Force Planet missions. They give you tons of different useful SSR, if not essential SSR units from the starts. So I was able to have a full party of SSR units pretty easily. The beginner experience, I think, has been pretty smooth and I enjoyed it. But you come across some of the gears, and some of these gears throughout the quality of life patches we gotten over a year, I think it's definitely worth investing into, and those are the gears I'm going to be talking about for this first part of the video. So first useful gear we're going to come across is initiative gears from Task Force mission, and of course it's going to be the skill haste gear you are going to be getting for your counter units. Skill haste is a useful stats that you always want to focus on. The higher skill haste you have, the more cooldown reduction will go through your skills, that meaning you are able to spam the skill faster. So more skills you can use, the better it is, and it always will be. So skill haste is most important stats, most likely, so always remember that. But anyways, this is the first set of gears that will give some decent amount of skill haste to start the game with. And I definitely recommend using your tuning binders to kind of tune out these gears, because this is the first skill haste gear you're going to get, and you are going to be using this gear for some time. Of course, if you are rather a whale, then I will skip tuning parts and just use the set until you move on to replica sets that we are going to be talking about, as well as antagonist sets or even mage set in the future. But as of right now, this is the set that you want to be using at the start for your counter units. So if you're starting with some counter DPS, slap the set, or if you're using Khan, then you can use the set as well. So any DPS units should be able to utilize the set, or even supporter units down the road. Once you give a better gear to your DPS, then move the set to your supporter units. There are other boxes like HP sets for your soldier, counter, and mechanic units and such. I don't really recommend them to kind of invest onto them too much. Just open those boxes, equip it onto your tank character, and just move on with it. Another useful initiative gears most likely is like attack speed mechanic gears. You can use that onto Sigma and try and roll for the skill haste bottom options. That way you can get some nice starting gear for Sigma. But honestly, I think you would just probably want to wait until you get the replica sets. So just use that gear and you should be able to just clear the story of the episode 5 no problem. So you play through the early game and able to clear up to episode 5 and all these other missions, you will be rewarded with this gear called the Replica Gears set. And this gear set will come with different boxes and different set options. You are able to get the soldier as well as the mechanic version as well if you wish. But I definitely recommend the counter gear box that has a skill haste on it. So this gear will be basically upgraded version of the initiative gears we just talked about. This gear is very good, so you definitely want to invest into these gears. And once you get them, your tuning will be already maxed out, so max out to 100%, so you don't have to tune that. You just gotta roll to different options and the stats you really want to focus on. Of course, if you get the skill haste gear, is the skill haste options, and you are able to get the skill haste for all these bottom options as well. So try to aim for those, and once you get all of it, you are able to get to almost 68% skill haste by just equipping the sets, and that is very good. Of course, if you're using characters like Awakened Sigma or even Curian, which is a soldier or mechanic class, you definitely want to get those characters with the right one. But I think counter one is definitely going to have the most priority, because the support class characters can use that. Even at the later part of the game where you start to enter end game area. So I definitely recommend those gears over that, but Awakened Sigma is definitely exceptions. I think you should really go for the mechanic one if you have her. And you know how I mentioned that that gear was kind of mid-level to getting close to end-level gears? This is what you would consider kind of end-game gears for your character when it comes to skill haste options, and it gives around up to like 76. That's kind of like the baseline. And Replica Gears gives up to close to 68%, so you can already tell why you would call that to getting close to end level gears. Of course, it cannot be upgraded. Of course, other stats are much lower, like HP and ground damage resistance and other stats that you get from the gear. But I think for the free gear you're able to get is a very nice gear and definitely worth investing into. And you can see now why you'll be using this gear for a very long time, even on these other characters. So yeah, bottom line is get those gears, trying to get the skill haste options, and you should be good. You're also able to get the additional Replica Gears from the shops. You're able to get some nice quirks on the side as well. But I think I would spend that admin coins to get like maze gears instead. I think that's much better. Like this gear will be endgame gears so you are able to buy. So I definitely recommend you to buy this if you decide to whale instead of Replica Gears. So just remember that. So you finish the master plan, and now you are going to be doing limited plan, and once you finish those missions, you are going to be rewarded with the Antagonist Gear set box, and this is going to be the counter gears, and you are going to be using this gears a lot. Antagonist Gear basically works same as Replica Gear pretty much. It gives the same amount of stats. As you can see, it gives up to 67.8%, so 68% skill haste. So pretty much identical as a Replica Gear, and they basically give you. Only difference is that there's only going to be counter sets, and the tuning binary for it won't be at 100%, so you will have to max that out to 100% and also have to change the set options, whatever, to the ones you want. So there's that. I wasted my tuning binary. But anyways, yeah, this is basically another gear that you want to focus on. That is pretty much for the early part of the gears. It was pretty simple, right? So we have initiative gears that you kind of want to focus on to. You have the replica gears that you're able to get that you want to focus on to. Then we have antagonist sets that you want to focus on to. Those gears will translate pretty well to mid-level to almost end-level gears, so make sure to spend your tuning binary on those gears. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of this video, and we are going to be talking about Shadow Piles gear in our next video and other T6 gears down the road with the future videos as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope this video helps you out to kind of understand some of the gear you get very early on and what to really invest into. Any other gears I didn't mention in this video probably means it's a folder, so do not care about those videos. Avoid them like a dirt. Just don't do anything with it, and just focus on the gear I mentioned in this video. That's going to be core idea in this videos. Whatever I don't mention in this video is not worth keeping, so just remember that. But anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's Jake. I will see you guys next time. Take care.